Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of our Staples series, and oh my god, we're in person and now you guys can stop asking to see Travis and Bryn because here they are!
Yeah, we're just real tiny.
Yeah, we're super tiny. We have another one where we're bigger, but this one we're just cute. We're going to talk about the staples for the Seeker class because we're going to be having our full expanded deck list coming out in the near future. And rather than talk about these cards every time where they're good, we're going to point to this video and be like, hey, check out this video. So if you're here from, I don't know, the Rex Murphy extended guide, hi, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day. Let's go in and talk about them. But before we do, I'm going to ask Travis this week because he's the Seeker guy. What is a staple?
A staple is a card that goes into most decks in that color. Not all of them, but most of them. And as a general rule, you need a reason to not play it, as opposed to a reason to play it.
Sick. All right. Well, Travis, I'm going to keep the ball in your court, and you can talk about our first person here, which is none other than Dr. Milan Christopher.
Fatty.
Yeah, it's Fat Man.
Yeah. So this guy, untabooed, is really, really good. He's like functionally the only yellow ally for a very long time. He costs 4 to play, takes up an ally slot, commits for a book. He can soak 1 heart and 2 brains for you, and while he's in play, he just gives you a static 1 book all the time. And as a reaction, after you successfully investigate, you get to gain a resource. Which means this guy costs basically 4, depending on how you look at it, but he costs 4 for a book all the time, which is a great rate. You'll see people, generally it's like 3 for 1 of a skill. As you can see from the tarot cards from the Circle Undone cycle. But this guy, like, you're going to investigate anyway, and he's going to give you money for doing that. And after 4 investigations, he has already paid for himself, and anything after that is just free money. If you look at it from the idea that, like, you're playing this over something like Death 13, which is the plus book tarot, you paid 3 for your stat. It only takes 1 investigation to, like, pay for his reaction ability and the soak that he offers, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah. Great card.
Yeah, I played a lot of yellow decks where, like, I had this and Crack the Case, and that's the economy. That's it.
Yeah. And because as the Seeker, you're going to be investigating the whole game. That's your job. So, like, he's always going to give you what you need, and by the end, you're going to have a huge pile of resources and be like, I'm killing it.
Yep.
Sweet. I'll take this next one, which is Deduction. And Deduction level 2. Both of these are staples. Deduction is from the core set and the Harvey Walters Investigator deck. And then the level 2 is from the Essex County Express from the Dunwich Legacy campaign. Level 0 commits for a book. It's a skill, it's practiced, which is going to matter in the future if you're paying attention. You'll see why. And if this skill test is successful while investigating a location, discover 1 additional clue at that location. The upgraded version, level 2, commits for 2 books. Same thing, if the skill test is successful while investigating a location, you discover 1 additional clue. 2 additional clues if you succeed by 2 or more. And as Bryn is very often to point out, you succeed by 2 or more, and this gives you the 2 book that you need to succeed by. So it's effectively like doing that for you, assuming that your book skill's high enough, and as a Seeker, you're high enough.
It's free.
It's free, yeah. This is good and very, very strong in a Secret deck because you're going to be getting clues, and if you can expedite that process, you're going to stay ahead of the game, you're going to increase your tempo, and you're going to walk away a winner. So the more clues you can get, the faster you can get them, the better you're doing. Deduction is going to help you with that.
It's basically free action on the base one.
Yeah, the upgraded one is like, you spend 1 action, but you took an entire turn investigating.
Yeah.
Now do something else.
Yeah. These do get, like the level 2 one, it's a little bit, like, depending on the scenario, like, it's not a priority upgrade like it is in, like, a 3 or a 4-player game for a 2-player, but it still brings the heat. And the level 0 one is also still just, like, a great card.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Bryn, you know that you can do this next one. I hand this one to you.
Hey.
So,
Travis, you're going to love the next one.
the more actions you spend moving, the less actions that you get to spend investigating. Shortcut lets you move for free.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not for free. It costs you a card from your hand, but yellow investigators are fairly strong at drawing cards, so cards out of hand is not as much of a cost as it would be for a different color. Yeah, this one's just it brings a lot of utility to the game. Where like if you're stuck in a location and an enemy spawns on top of you, this isn't an action, so you can play it to move yourself to where your goon is and be like, please fix this.
Please fix. Please.
You can also use it to, if somebody else on your team needs to be someplace, you can pick them and shunt them a space along as well. There's just a lot of possible things you can do beyond just I get to move for free one time. Though if that were all they did, it would still be strong.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of my favorite things that happens repeatedly when I have Shortcut on my deck, first thing I draw Shortcut and I say to myself, oh, that's a good card. I'm happy I have this. But the second thing is at a certain point, I'm like planning out my turn, looking at my hand, and then I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to Shortcut this turn. And just that one free move action is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Travis, why don't you take this next one?
It's Mr. Rook. This is the other ally who showed up to potentially dethrone Dr. Milan, and he actually did for a while until he got tabooed. But this is the untabooed version. He costs 0 experience to put in your deck. Commits for Bryn, costs 3 to play, takes up your ally slot, and he can soak 2 hearts and 2 brains for you. He comes into play with 3 uses as secrets. As a lightning bolt, you can exhaust him and spend a secret to search either the top 3, 6, or 9 cards of your deck for any card and draw it. And if at least one weakness was among the search cards, you have to draw one of them as well as the one that you want. So you might look at this and go, oh no, I have to take a weakness if I find one. I want to look at 3 cards. That's stupid. You want to look at 9 every time. Because drawing your weaknesses when you want to is actually also good instead of being bad. If there's a bunch of curse tokens in the bag and you can choose to draw your Dread Curse because it doesn't do anything, go for it. You don't have any resources, get that not Paranoia, whichever one loses you all your resources. Amnesia?
No, Paranoia is the one that loses you all the resources, I think.
Is it? Whatever.
Amnesia loses you all but 1 card in hand.
Okay, yeah. Whichever one likes to lose all your resources. Draw that when you only have a couple resources to lose. Who cares? If you're first in player order, use this and find enemies. Someone else can come take it from you. And also you still just get whatever card you wanted, man.
Yeah.
And he's got 3 uses. Secrets are easy to put onto him if you want more uses. He combos absurdly well with Astounding Revelation to put more secrets on him. And you can just, when he runs out of secrets, you just throw them away. Just have him take the 2 heart and 2 brain and play a new one.
His soak is also crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he could be a 1/1 and people would still be like, this card's great. But he's a 2/2. Like, he's kind of wild when you look at him. Because he costs, what, 4 experience now?
Yeah. If this card was an event, I would consider, just 3 money for his effect, I would consider playing that in a lot of decks.
Yeah.
That's very, very good.
Honestly, that's a card they're going to definitely print in the future. Because that's an easy event they can do.
Just call it Dealing in Secrets.
Oh, baby. And Mr. Rook's on the art, and he's like, whoop.
And he's just hand you the thing.
Yeah. All right. So that's not for this video. That's just us dreaming about the future. I got this next card, which is Crack the Case. It's a 0-cost event, commits for a book. It's an insight from the Secret Name Mythos pack from the Circle Undone cycle. It's a fast play after an investigator discovers the last remaining clue at your location. Investigators at that location gain a total of X resources. Distribute it as you wish, and X is that location's shroud value. So this card gives you a huge amount of resources. Even if you just use this on a 3 shroud location, it's just a free emergency cache that you got to play by playing the game. But you're a seeker. Your job is to get clues. You're going to be on locations with 4, 5, sometimes 6 shroud. And you can just use this to gain that many resources or give the resources out. It's apart from Faustian Bargain, this is I think one of the best economy cards in the game. It's just, it pays you for playing the game, so you don't need to take time off to do it. You just get it. Especially with Dr. Milan Christopher, you're now going to have such high books, you're going to get a resource from him, use this to crack the case, to get all the resources equal to your shroud. And the one thing as well, it's an investigator. It doesn't have to be you. And they also don't need to get it from investigating. If they have another way to like remove a clue from a location, like say like a Lola Santiago, you can then use that to just get a bunch of resources testless and for free. Like, it's very strong and very efficient, which is what makes a staple card a staple.
And part of why these cards are so good is they all fit together so well as well, right? Like you have, this one always gets better when you take the last clue off a high shroud location. How you do that, you have more book or way to get lots of clues off a location. Dr. Milan gives you a book, you commit your deduction level 2, gets you all 3 clues off the location, and you're able to pass, even though it's got 5 shroud, because you have +3 to your book, and like boom, like 4 or 5 resources for you guys, for free.
Yeah. Sick
So
card.
good.
Anytime either of you guys play it, even myself, just anytime someone plays Crack the Case, I'm like, nice. Sweet. Bryn, this next one's for you.
Oh my god, practice makes perfect.
Idiot.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to pass this one to Travis because the last
Sure,
one's a Bryn
sure.
special.
Oh yeah. This one is from Dark Side of the Moon. It's a comparatively new addition to the card pool. It's an event that costs 1 to play, commits for a brain or a book. It's a gambit and a tactic. Tactic is surprisingly relevant. But it's fast. You play during a skill test at your location, whether you or someone else is the one making it. You get to search the top 9 cards of your deck for a practice skill and commit to this test, if able. Then you shuffle the remaining cards back into your deck, and after the test ends, if it was successful, you get to return the skill to your hand instead of discarding it. There's some very, very, like, this card pushes you into playing certain skills in your deck, but most of them you probably already won't be playing. And its power lies in which skills are practiced. Most notably for yellow decks, like you're going to be playing Deduction. You're probably going to be playing Perception. That's already 4. I like to run, like, I wouldn't run less than 6 with this. And I like to run 7 to 8 in most cases. But there's some very solid options as well. What's it called? The new one from Minsmo's Conspiracy with Trish on it.
Plan of Action?
Plan of Action's practiced. Once you get experience, like Eye of Truth is absolutely absurd with this card.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at dual classing into other colors, like Vicious, this one's very strong for investigators such as Mark Harrigan and Roland Banks, where Vicious Blow and Overpower are both practiced. How else we got here? Enraptured is very strong for investigators like Luke or Mary. Leadership is a fantastic practice skill again for those blue guys, specifically the level 2 version where you can just get a big pile of resources. Of course, we've got the upgraded versions of Overpower and Perception. Purple offers you Prophesy, which is just like a solid sort of... You're not going to play Practice Makes Perfect to play Prophesy a lot more, but like you're going to be happy getting Prophesy off it because you can commit to any kind of test.
Yeah.
And then you have Promise Power, which is like disgusting.
Yes. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, take the initiative in blue. What else we got? 3 aces in green. Yeah, I can't forget about that one, especially with Mandy.
Yeah.
The home front if you're playing Mark Harrigan.
Dude, Unrelenting
Unrelenting.
practiced. Oh my god. Yeah, practice makes
There's
perfect.
so many options.
Yeah, as Travis said this in a previous video, like, it now just like as soon as you start to run 4 practice skills, which you're probably going to do because like they're good, you can start asking yourself, do I want to run 3 to 4 more to get practice makes perfect going? It's not like one of those things where like feel bad if you have like 5 and you don't, like, because like the skills that you're going to play, like especially in yellow, are practiced or innate, and like mixing the two can be a bit complicated, but like practice makes perfect is just really strong. And if you have 5, consider going up to 7 or 8 and just running practice makes perfect, especially if you hit a deduction, like, oh baby.
Yeah, like this card isn't obvious in its power or blunt like the other ones, but like once you've played with it, it's so good. You get, like, you play it, you go find your deduction level 2, you get 3 clues, and you're just like, I'll just do it again.
What's better than 2 deductions? 3 deductions, or
Yeah.
4 deductions if you have, because you have 2 practice makes perfect.
The tricky part about this card is that you want all of the practiced skills in your deck to be able to commit to the same type of test.
Yes.
So that you are not playing it and you're like, well, I've got Vicious Blow, but I've also got Deduction. And like, it's a coin toss as to which one I'll see. However, that being said, if you find a skill card, practice skill card that you cannot commit to the skill test, you still get to put it into your hand if the skill test is successful.
Yeah.
I played that wrong literally on Monday.
Be like, if you need the clues, you can just like...
Oh.
Actually, I don't know why. I don't think there's many situations that's super relevant, but it could be nice if you just like, yeah, someone's like, I need practice. I could use a skill test. Something passes wrong remains or whatever. And you're like, maybe I'll take the initiative or plan of action, and then like you whiff, but you find your perception, and then they manage to pass anyway. You're like, hey.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty much like getting to play extra copies of your strong practiced skills.
Yes. Yeah. And this is also where Travis was saying stuff like Prophesy doesn't seem that exciting. Like Promise of Power is a great hit because it's like always relevant and always powerful. But even like a Prophesy is nice to hit because it's +1 and you get to play it twice. And sometimes it's +2, sometimes it's +3.
There's some wild green stuff you can do with it, but we're not going to get into that here.
Yeah.
All right, Bryn, I will throw this one to you, the last card for the Staples video, and it is Pathfinder.
Slipping and sliding around.
Yeah, this one's like, how many shortcuts do you need? Because this could be all of them.
Yeah.
You just get to move once for free every turn. Sure, there have to be no enemies engaged with you, but you're playing yellow. If somebody else isn't fixing that for you, then they're doing their job wrong, and you get to berate them about it.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, I suppose you're Joe Diamond, in which case it is your problem, and you need to deal with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is your job.
Yeah. I guess you could also do
Should
like
just have a
Roland
plan for
Banks
that.
or, but yeah, this card is pretty much just like how many times do you need to move for free before 3 starts to look like a good price for it.
Yeah.
For me, it's about 3. It's about 3. I wouldn't be upset paying 1 for shortcuts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, this is worth a whole lot more, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Every action you don't spend moving, it's another action you can spend investigating or putting together whatever sort of weird machine you're trying to build in the attic while your teammates do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like, even if you can't do real things with it, and you use it to move, and then spend that extra action that you spent instead of moving and like gaining a resource.
Yeah, or drawing a card.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be investigating. I hate spending my action.
I am excited to investigate again. Fighting monsters was fun, but
I love investigating, man. You just like, I'll check my book, and you pull the token out, and you're like, I get a clue, and you put it back, and then you put another one out, and you're like, I get the clue, and you put it back.
so what we're kind of like, it's actually kind of like, you can see the difference in each class, especially with these Staples videos, because like the Guardian one was how do you help kill, like how do you make your fist better, how do you gain resources, which is like a staple for all of them. But you see here in like Seeker especially, the kind of like concept of what makes a staple is impactful, and also like here gives you free actions. Deduction gives you a free action, right? Like, and like it doesn't ask for a lot to get there. This one literally just says don't have enemies, which as the clue getter is your job the majority of the time.
You're always trying to be there.
One thing I love about this while I was making this is the recently spoiled Monterey Jack. He's in the art for this card, and as the rule states, it's like if you're in the art, the card's for you. And this card is great for Monterey Jack.
It really is.
Yeah, like that's gonna be so nice when that.
Dan, are you excited for when that comes out? We have to play Forgotten Age again.
Yes, we do, don't we?
Because Monterey Jack is
All
listed in the
3
rules.
explorers.
Oh yeah, let's go. Dibs, not Leo Anderson. All right, that was the last one for the Seeker Staples. We are going to be back next week to talk about the Rogue Staples, which should be a good time. Get ready for us to talk about Faustian Bargain, because that is for sure going to be on the list. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.